Colombia Labor Reform 2025, 25 key question and answers. Client, when does the new labor reform take effect in Colombia? Accountant, the reform will take effect once the president signs it into law, expected in July 2025. Some rules will be phased in over the next 2 years. Client, what is the main goal of the labor reform? Accountant, the reform aims to strengthen formal employment, restore lost worker benefits, and modernize labor relations in Colombia. Client, what is now the general rule for employment contracts? Accountant, indefinite term contracts are now the standard. Fixed term contracts are limited to a maximum of 4 years and must be in writing. Client, are hourly work contracts still allowed? Accountant, no, hourly work contracts are eliminated. All employment must be based on at least the monthly minimum wage, except for some microenterprises. Client, how does the reform affect fixed-term contracts? Accountant, fixed-term contracts can last up to 4 years and must be renewed under stricter rules. After 4 renewals, they are automatically extended for 1 year. Client, what changes are there for night work? Accountant, the night shift now starts at 7 p.m. instead of 9 p.m. The 35% night surcharge applies from that hour. Client, how are overtime and Sunday/holiday surcharges changing? Accountant, Sunday and holiday surcharges will rise 80% in 2025, 90% in 2026, and 100% in 2027. Overtime is limited to 2 extra hours per day or 12 per week. Client, what about digital platform workers? Accountant, if there is subordination, they are considered employees with full rights. Independent couriers get 60% Social Security paid by the company and 40% by themselves. Client, are there new rules for apprentices? Accountant, yes. Sena apprentices now have formal employment contracts with full benefits. Companies not hiring required apprentices face higher fines. Client, can severance payments be made directly to workers? Accountant, yes, severance can be paid directly, even monthly with the salary instead of through a fund. Client, are there incentives for hiring women, youth, or older adults? Accountant, yes. The state will subsidize 25% of the minimum wage for 6 months for each new job created for these groups, while unemployment remains high. Client, what about workers with disabilities? Accountant, companies must hire at least 2 people with disabilities for every 100 workers, up to 500 employees, and one more for each additional 100 workers. Client, are there changes for community and substitute mothers? Accountant, yes. They will gain formal labor status 12 months after the law takes effect, but will lose current subsidies upon formalization. Client, what are the new rules for telework? Accountant, the reform introduces new telework modalities and updates names and regulations for supplementary telework. Client, can employers pay for partial work? Accountant, only microenterprises can make Social Security contributions for part-time work under strict formalization requirements. Client, how does the reform affect rural and agricultural workers? Accountant, the reform includes measures to formalize rural employment, but details will be regulated separately. Client, Are there changes for overtime authorization? Accountant, prior Ministry of Labor authorization for overtime is no longer required. Employers must keep detailed records for inspection. Client, what happens to the 4-day workweek proposal? Accountant, the 4-day workweek proposal was eliminated. Flexible daily schedules can be agreed, but the workweek remains at a maximum of 6 days with one mandatory rest day. Client, are all contracts required to be in writing? Accountant, yes, all employment contracts, including project-based ones, must be in writing. Client, what is the maximum duration for fixed-term contracts? Accountant, fixed-term contracts cannot exceed 4 years and must follow new renewal rules. Client, will the reform increase labor costs for companies? Accountant, yes, mainly due to higher surcharges for night, Sunday, and holiday work, and stricter contract rules. Client, how does the reform impact informal employment? Accountant, the government expects more formal jobs, but some business groups warn it could increase informality due to higher costs. Client, are there changes for domestic workers? Accountant, yes, their night shift starts at 7 p.m. and they receive the same surcharges and protections as other workers. Client, how will the reform be enforced? Accountant, the Ministry of Labor will increase inspections and require detailed employer records to ensure compliance. Client, can the reform be challenged or changed? Accountant, the law can be challenged in the Constitutional Court or amended by future legislation, but for now, it is set to take effect as approved.